Light is Britain's far-right conspiracy theory paper spreading hate and vicious lies. No, that's what the BBC say. The Light is the only national newspaper bringing you the real news and informed opinion on what's really going on today. You can subscribe, order copies, submit articles, and read back issues on our website, thelightpaper.co.uk, and see for yourself why the establishment are so worried about the uncensored truth getting out to people every month. The Light Paper. Not far right, just right so far. thelightpaper.co.uk.
Scene script. Have you ever pondered the idea of financial independence and early retirement? The notion of not having to clock in at 9 or wrestle with the daily grind? Imagine a life where you're not shackled by financial obligations or a demanding job. It's not an impossible dream, but a reality for those who embrace the FIRE movement. That's financial independence, retire early. Consider the tale of Jane, a woman in her early 30s. Jane was an ordinary person living an ordinary life. She had a 9-to-5 job, a mortgage, car payments, and a lifestyle that was comfortable but hardly extravagant. And like most people, she dreamed of a life where she didn't have to worry about money. Jane decided to make a change. She began by cutting back on non-essential expenses, saving as much of her income as possible. She invested wisely, focusing on assets that generated passive income that didn't require her to trade time for money. Slowly but surely, Jane began to build her financial independence. She was still working, but she was no longer living paycheck to paycheck. She had a safety net, a cushion that gave her the freedom to make choices based on what she wanted, not what she needed. Fast forward 10 years, Jane, now in her early 40s, had achieved her goal. She was financially independent. She had enough passive income to cover her living expenses, and she no longer needed to work to survive. She was free to retire early, to spend her time as she pleased. Jane's story may seem extraordinary, but it's not unique. It's the story of anyone who has embraced the principles of the FIRE movement. It's a tale of discipline, of sacrifice, and of a relentless pursuit of financial independence. To summarize, the key points discussed today revolve around the idea of financial independence and early retirement. It requires discipline and sacrifice, cutting back on non-essential expenses and saving as much as possible. It involves investing wisely, focusing on assets that generate passive income. But most importantly, it requires a change in mindset. It's about seeing money not as a means to buy things, but as a tool to buy freedom. It's about understanding the true value of time and the freedom that comes with not having to trade it for money. This is the essence of the FIRE movement. It's not just about retiring early, it's about achieving financial independence, about gaining the freedom to live life on your own terms. Like Jane, you too can embrace the principles of the FIRE movement and embark on a journey towards financial independence and early retirement. After all, the only thing standing between you and your financial freedom is you.
Ever wondered how much you'd need to save to achieve financial independence? The answer lies within the mathematics of a concept known as FIRE, which stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. The most essential number in your journey to financial independence is calculated by multiplying your annual spend by 25. Notice the emphasis on annual spend, not annual income. This calculation is based on the principle that you need £300 invested for every pound you wish to spend each month in passive income. Hence, your FIRE number is also your monthly spend times 300. This mathematical principle is founded on the 4% safe withdrawal rate, as defined by financial advisor William Bengen. He proposed this rate after analyzing the S&P 500, which typically produces an average of better than 10% growth per year when studied over a period of approximately 30 years. Bengen considered factors such as inflation and market volatility. After studying previous market activity, he concluded that a 4% rate of withdrawal per year would provide for a 30-year sustainable portfolio in the vast majority of cases. So to paint a clearer picture, if your monthly spend is £1,000, then your target for financial independence is 300 times 1,000, or £300,000. Alternatively, if your annual spend is £12,000, your financial independence target is 25 times 12,000, which also equates to £300,000. The first step in planning your financial independence, therefore, lies in understanding your monthly and yearly expenditure. Without this knowledge, it is impossible to take further strides towards your financial freedom. In summary, the mathematics of FIRE revolves around the principle of multiplying your annual spend by 25 or your monthly spend by 300 based on the 4% safe withdrawal rate. Knowing your monthly and annual spend is crucial in determining the amount you need to save to achieve financial independence. Armed with this knowledge, you can then plan your journey towards financial freedom. Remember, the journey to financial independence is not a sprint, but a marathon. Embrace the mathematics of FIRE and take the first step towards your financial independence today.
Guys, good morning. It is just before 8 a.m. on Monday the 17th of March 2025, St. Patrick's Day. Just to draw your attention very quickly to the closing price on Friday, 82.54.5. That was up 1.5%. As I say, I'm expecting market open imminently, so I just wanted to draw your attention to that 1.5% rise on Friday, albeit that is only making small inroads to the loss that we've seen over the past couple of weeks. Market appears to have just opened. I saw a little shift there. It appears to be it's fluctuating actually at the minute. The initial move looked positive, now it looks negative, so we'll see where it settles, perhaps in the course of the broadcast. We've currently completed 2 years and 50 weeks of what will be roughly an 8-year FIRE journey. As things stand, we have 263 shares in our theoretical portfolio, and that's worth roughly £21,600. Our current return on investment is in the order of 17%, and our average purchase price, as you can see there, is £70.27. Now that will increase. I'm trying to remember, was it 7p of an increase last week? So if that remains the same this week, we should see the average purchase price go to £70.34. 70.34 the prediction, and it'll be interesting to see if that holds true. Let's go further down and have a look at the range markers there. So the days range is kind of academic, given that the market has only just opened. But the 52-week range, as you can see, goes from £75.80 all the way up to £93.80, and at this current point in time, it is sitting, I would say, in the lower half of that. It has been said by people smarter than me that time in the market is much more important than timing the market, because generally it is accepted that timing the market is not possible. With that said, the market does appear to be sitting at a low point at the present time, and quite honestly, if I had a lot of extra cash sitting about right now, I would be throwing it into the market as quickly as I could, but that isn't the situation I'm in. I am in a position where I am investing weekly and dollar cost averaging as that is possible just by dint of investing every week. So before I have a look at the notifications, I just want to draw your attention to Monzo.
I want a bank that makes money easy.
That sounds perfectly reasonable.
And you are?
We're a bank called Monzo.
I want a bank that shows me what I spend instantly.
No problem, just give us a go. See?
Can you make splitting bills easy?
Super easy, check this out.
But it's a real faff to sign up.
It takes less than 10 minutes.
Race you.
You're on.
Can I talk to a real person 24/7?
Of course.
Even now?
Yep.
Even now?
Anytime.
Can you tell me when I'm running a little low on cash?
We certainly can.
Cool. Can I afford these?
You certainly can't, sorry. Can't afford that either.
That's a real shame.
Not really. Time's up, how'd you get on?
It's a draw.
Can you help me save for my next holiday?
Oh, how about you set up a savings pot in the Monzo app called Barbados, baby?
Thanks for listening, Monzo.
We're all ears.
We can go now.
Rude. You make Monzo Monzo.
Okay, so in addition to the Monzo link in the description for the video, you'll also find a link for Smarty, which is a mobile provider. Again, that's the one that I use. I think I am currently spending £8 a month, and I get unlimited text messages and unlimited calls, along with 50 gigabytes of data for that. Hard to beat, really, and it's only a monthly. It's a rolling monthly contract, so basically, you can change anytime, and it's really useful from that point of view. What's not to like, I suppose you could say. Let's have a look at the notifications. Biggest stocks before earnings: Diversified Energy, Kifu Technology, Science Applications, Technip Energies, Inspired Entertainment. Universal Music down 7% as Bill Ackman's hedge fund moves to offload a $1.4 billion stake. Rubrik soars 18% on earnings beat and strong revenue outlook for the year ahead. Kering plummets 11% after naming Balenciaga's Dima as new artistic director at Gucci. And finally, BMW trading lower, BMW down 3% as 2024 profit declines amid China slowdown and tariff pressures. I do believe that the tariff pressures are part of the reason for the dip in the market. Perhaps not exclusively, but I do feel that is seen as a bit of an impediment to international trade, and obviously with the S&P 500 being an American index, then the S&P, not the S&P 500, but the S&P is an American index, and the recently announced tariffs will have unsettled investors to a certain extent. Guys, with that said, let's go ahead and put in our weekly purchase. If you've watched the channel before, you'll know that weekly I put in £120. We are putting it into the Vanguard S&P 500 exchange traded fund, and this is on the Trading 212 practice platform. I don't actually show you my own personal portfolio, but rest assured I use the same strategy. The amount is slightly different, but it is a weekly investment that I make in the market, and it is performing pretty much on par with what you see in this example. So just to note, the market has actually dipped slightly further than it appeared to have at market open, down 1/3% currently, and the current market value sitting at 82.26. I put these trades through as market buys, and that just simply means that it executes at whatever price it will go through at, just whatever the sort of fair price is at the time, as if you were buying on the market. And let's see what we get. So actually, just to point out, we should be buying roughly 1.45, maybe 46 shares this morning, given the market value right now. So let's send it through, see what we get. So we got 1.45 as predicted actually, and the purchase price 82.27. I'm just a little bit out on my estimate for the average purchase price. It has gone up, but not by just as much as I expected. So it has risen to £70.33. As opposed to 70.34, which was my prediction. It's not far off it, to be honest, but just in terms of accuracy, I'm slightly out. Not a lot, but slightly. So we have done our weekly investment. We have had a look at the notifications. We have promoted Monzo and Smarty, and now we're just going to put up the end screen and remind you that if you enjoy the content, think about subscribing to the channel. If you particularly like this one, why not give it a thumbs up? And with that said, guys, I will take my leave of you. Have a great end to your Monday. If you're celebrating St. Patrick's Day, have a good day, and I'll be back next week with more. Thanks for watching.